The digital landscape has undergone a monumental shift over the last decade, transforming from a simple network of connected individuals into a massive, fast-paced ecosystem that shapes culture, behavior, and consumer habits on a global scale. At the very center of this modern phenomenon sits a relentless stream of viral content, driven by sophisticated algorithms that understand human psychology better than we understand it ourselves. Every day, millions of people scroll through their feeds, looking for entertainment, distraction, or a sense of community, only to find themselves completely captured by the next big internet sensation. These short, highly engaging videos possess a unique power to capture public attention in a matter of hours, turning ordinary individuals into household names and obscure ideas into mainstream trends overnight. It is an environment where trends move faster than the traditional news cycle can keep up, creating a constant state of cultural momentum that impacts everything from fashion and language to collective social behavior. Yet, beneath the surface of these entertaining, bite-sized clips lies a much deeper and more complex reality that is fundamentally altering how the public consumes vital information, particularly when it comes to personal well-being and lifestyle choices. As these virtual movements continue to dominate the global conversation, they have quietly evolved from harmless, fleeting moments of internet fun into influential sources of authority for the younger generation. The modern viewer no longer relies solely on conventional institutions or traditional media outlets to stay informed about the world around them. Instead, they turn to their favorite creators and the collective consensus of online communities. This shift has created an interesting paradox where a single unverified video can spark an international conversation, prompting millions of people to simultaneously alter their daily routines, experiment with untested lifestyle hacks, or completely reconsider their perspective on critical life decisions. The sheer velocity of this information pipeline means that ideas are adopted globally before they can be properly analyzed, verified, or contextualized by experts. We are living in an era where the boundary between entertainment and essential guidance has completely blurred, leaving audiences to navigate a complex labyrinth of digital trends that promise quick fixes, hidden secrets, and revolutionary insights into daily life. If you want to stay ahead of these rapidly changing digital shifts and understand the deeper forces driving our modern culture, consider subscribing to the channel now to ensure you never miss an in-depth breakdown of the stories defining our world. To fully comprehend the scale of this cultural transformation, one must look at how specific online platforms have redefined the nature of human attention and curiosity. The algorithms governing these spaces are meticulously designed to reward high-energy, emotionally resonant content, which often means that the most sensational or surprising videos are pushed straight to the forefront of public consciousness. This environment has given rise to a new breed of digital commentators and cultural observers who dedicate their time to analyzing the shifting tides of the internet, acting as guides for an audience that is constantly being bombarded with new information. These specialists track the subtle changes in what people are watching, discussing, and sharing, noticing how quickly a simple aesthetic or a unique routine can transform into a widespread movement that captures the imagination of millions. It is not just about entertainment anymore, it is about a fundamental change in how society communicates, establishes norms, and evaluates truth in a digital-first world. As we prepare to look closer at the specific phenomena that have recently taken the internet by storm, from surprising lifestyle choices to hidden realities, behind the scenes of popular media and everyday industries, It becomes clear that we are witnessing a powerful reflection of modern human desire, anxiety, and curiosity playing out across screens worldwide. This modern phenomenon is further complicated by the fact that the stories dominating our screens are rarely just about the videos themselves, but rather about the underlying human experiences and systemic realities they bring to light. For instance, when a video dealing with personal choices or workplace challenges goes viral, it often resonates because it taps into a shared collective feeling that thousands of people have experienced but never fully articulated. The digital space acts as a massive amplifier for these hidden narratives, allowing individuals to share their personal struggles, professional difficulties, or unique observations with an audience of unprecedented size. This creates a fascinating ripple effect where a single piece of content can dismantle long-standing perceptions, challenge established corporate structures, or expose the less glamorous realities of industries that the public has long romanticized. Whether it is an actress shedding light on the internal difficulties of a beloved television production, or everyday workers exposing the hidden uncomfortable secrets of the hospitality sector, the internet has become a platform for radical transparency, forcing audiences to look beyond the polished surface of modern life and confront the raw, unedited truth underneath. As this narrative begins to unfold, the true depth of these interconnected digital movements starts to come into focus, revealing a complex web of human stories that are as fascinating as they are unexpected. The initial intrigue of a viral video often serves as an entry point into a much larger, more significant discussion about how we live, how we work, and how we treat one another in an increasingly connected yet isolated society. The fascinating world of modern media, hidden industry practices, and the powerful influence of online trends all converge to tell a gripping story about the hidden forces shaping 21st century culture. To understand where this journey leads, how these separate threads connect, and what they reveal about the world we inhabit today, we must look deeper into the specific events, testimonies, and revelations that have recently captured the global audience, setting the stage for a profound exploration of the modern human experience in the next part of our report. The continuous evolution of the digital landscape brings us directly to the core of the specific trends and revelations that are currently gripping the global audience. In this section of our report, we unpack the exact mechanics of these viral movements and explore the deep tensions they have triggered across different facets of society. The most prominent wave of content currently dominating our feeds involves highly specific, often startling advice regarding personal wellness and daily routines. When we examine the viral phenomena taking over major video platforms, we see a striking rise in creators who share extreme lifestyle methods under the guise of casual advice or life hacks. For example, videos discussing the complex medical process of freezing eggs have transitioned from specialized medical forums into mainstream social feeds, presented by young creators as a routine step in personal planning rather than a major nuanced medical procedure. Simultaneously, highly dangerous physical trends, such as the practice known as dry scooping protein powder, where individuals ingest highly concentrated sports supplements without water, are pushed by algorithms to millions of young, impressionable viewers. This mixture of serious medical themes and risky physical challenges demonstrates the incredible tension between raw engagement metrics and real-world consequences, as digital platforms frequently prioritize sensationalism over context, forcing viewers to decide for themselves what is truly beneficial. This tension is not limited to the realm of personal wellness trends, as the demand for digital transparency has simultaneously breached the walls of the entertainment and television industries. A powerful example of this cultural shift is the recent highly publicized commentary by actress Yoon regarding her long-standing, painful experience working on the hit television series Kim's Convenience. For years, the show was celebrated globally as a monumental milestone for diversity and positive representation on mainstream television, offering audiences a heartwarming look into the lives of an immigrant family running a store. However, the revelations shared by the cast completely shattered this polished image, exposing a deep, systemic conflict behind the cameras. The testimony revealed that behind the light-hearted jokes and family dynamics displayed on screen lay an environment where the authentic cultural perspectives of the actors were frequently ignored, sidelined, or misrepresented by an overwhelmingly white production and writing team. This situation highlights a growing crisis within modern media production, where the public demand for diverse representation on screen often runs into outdated, rigid corporate structures that refuse to yield creative control to the very communities they claim to represent, creating a profound sense of frustration and disillusionment among the creators involved at the exact same time that these corporate and media conflicts are coming to light. Another viral wave is dismantling the public perception of everyday service industries, specifically the global hospitality and hotel sectors. Through a series of anonymous and open testimonies across digital platforms, hotel employees have begun revealing the darkest, most unsettling secrets of the lodging industry, completely changing how travelers view their accommodations. These revelations go far beyond simple complaints about poor service, exposing systematic deficiencies in hygiene, safety, and operational ethics that are hidden behind the luxurious facades of major hotel chains. Workers have detailed how sheets, blankets, and drinking glasses are rarely sanitized according to official protocols, how staff are instructed to mask structural flaws rather than fix them, and how the glamorous image presented to paying guests is maintained through the intense exploitation of underpaid, overworked cleaning staff. This sudden rush of insider confessions has generated a unique form of modern consumer anxiety, as viewers realize that the spaces they trust for comfort and safety during their travels are often built on a foundation of hidden shortcuts and corporate negligence, proving that no industry is immune to the magnifying glass of the digital age. The common thread linking these seemingly unrelated stories, from risky wellness trends and backstage media conflicts to shocking hospitality secrets, is the ultimate breakdown of traditional authority and the rise of a highly skeptical public. The modern audience is actively looking for the unvarnished reality that corporations, media networks, and traditional establishments have spent decades trying to control or polish. This collective urge to uncover hidden truths has created an environment of heightened tension, where every industry is constantly on the defensive against the next viral whistleblowing event. The digital space has effectively weaponized personal experience, allowing a single individual with a smartphone to challenge multi-million-dollar television networks or global hotel corporations by simply sharing their raw, unedited perspective. This dynamic has forced a massive redistribution of power, creating an environment where the polished public relations statement is no longer enough to satisfy a discerning public that demands absolute authenticity and accountability from every entity they interact with. As these tensions continue to build, they paint a fascinating picture of a society caught in a delicate transition between old systems of controlled messaging and a new era of radical openness. The immediate impact of these viral disclosures is felt in the immediate reactions of the audience, who find themselves questioning the safety of their habits, the ethics of their favorite entertainment shows, and the reality of the service industries they rely upon. The ongoing dialogues generated by these topics are not merely fleeting moments of internet gossip. They represent a fundamental restructuring of how information is verified, how reputations are managed, and how truth is established in a world where the boundary between public image and private reality has completely disintegrated. The stakes are raised with each new disclosure, setting the stage for a deeper exploration of the systemic consequences, biographical backgrounds of those involved, and the long-term cultural shifts that these events will inevitably leave behind as we move toward the conclusion of this investigation. To truly comprehend the long-term impact of these digital revelations, we must look closely at the systemic realities and the real-world backgrounds of the individuals who have pushed these conversations into the global spotlight. The intersection of viral health advice, media representation crises, and consumer distrust points toward a permanent shift in how modern society functions. When we examine the wellness trends that frequently dominate the digital space, we are looking at a generation navigating an increasingly complex and expensive healthcare system, often leading them to seek answers from charismatic online figures rather than established medical institutions. This democratization of advice means that critical procedures like fertility preservation or advanced fitness regimens are discussed in the same casual tone as fashion choices. The consequence is a fragile public information ecosystem where real-world risks are frequently minimized for the sake of entertainment value. It forces a fundamental re-evaluation of how public safety and digital media can coexist when the primary driver of information distribution is an automated system optimized for maximum emotional engagement rather than objective truth. This same demand for radical honesty explains why the controversy surrounding the beloved television series Kim's Convenience resonated so deeply across the international entertainment industry. To fully understand the weight of this situation, one must look at the path of the actress Yoon, a deeply respected figure in the creative community who spent years advocating for authentic cultural storytelling. Born in Illinois and raised in Toronto, Yoon established herself over decades as a versatile writer, playwright, and actress, deeply involved in the growth of diverse theatre and television spaces. When she stepped into the role of the family matriarch, Uma, her performance was widely praised for its warmth, complexity, and emotional depth, helping the series gain a massive global audience on international streaming platforms. However, the subsequent revelation that the show's creative direction lacked meaningful input from Asian Canadian writers or creators exposed a painful truth about the entertainment industry. It showed that having diverse faces on screen is meaningless if the underlying corporate power structure remains completely unchanged. The public conversation sparked by Yoon and her fellow cast members serves as a historic turning point, forcing production companies worldwide to realize that tokenism is no longer acceptable to an audience that demands true creative equity and systemic accountability. Similarly, the massive wave of confessions emerging from the global hospitality sector has exposed a profound disconnect between corporate branding and operational reality. For decades, the hotel industry relied on a carefully constructed narrative of luxury, prestige, and seamless service to justify its premium pricing. However, the workers pulling back the curtain on these operations are often the hidden backbone of the entire system. Individuals working long hours under intense pressure with minimal institutional support. By utilizing digital platforms to share their daily experiences, these employees have effectively bypassed corporate human resources departments and public relations firms, speaking directly to the global consumer base. The detailed descriptions of bypassed cleaning protocols and hidden structural maintenance failures are not just isolated complaints. They represent a collective protest against a corporate model that prioritizes profit margins over basic human standards and consumer transparency. This sudden transparency has permanently altered the dynamics of travel, forcing consumers to adopt a mindset of heightened awareness and changing how service corporations must manage their internal operations and employee relations moving forward. When we look at all of these separate narratives together, it becomes clear that we are living through a unique historical moment characterized by the total deconstruction of traditional authority. Whether it is a young consumer questioning the safety of a viral fitness routine, an established actress challenging the creative leadership of a major television network, or a hotel housekeeper exposing the hidden flaws of a multinational corporation, the core motivation remains exactly the same. The modern public has developed a deep, permanent skepticism toward polished institutional narratives, choosing instead to trust the raw, unedited testimonies of everyday peers and frontline workers. This cultural shift is completely redefining the concept of credibility in the modern world, as traditional markers of authority like corporate titles, official press releases, and institutional backing lose their influence in comparison to the authentic voice of an individual sharing their direct personal experience with a smartphone camera. Ultimately, these interconnected digital movements are forcing a profound restructuring of every major institution in our society. Corporations, media networks, and healthcare systems can no longer rely on traditional public relations strategies to manage their reputations or control their public narratives. The era of one-way communication, where an institution could simply dictate its message to a passive audience, has officially come to an end, replaced by a hyper-connected, participatory digital environment, where every claim is subject to immediate verification, critique, and public dissection. This new reality presents both immense opportunities for systemic reform and significant challenges for public stability, as society struggles to build new frameworks for determining truth, ensuring safety and maintaining ethical standards in a world without traditional gatekeepers. As these conversations continue to evolve and shape the cultural landscape, the lessons learned from these viral events will undoubtedly serve as the foundation for a more transparent, accountable, and authentic global society.